welcome in. I am Deborah. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the daily messages for today. So excited to be here with you. We are in Mercury retrograde right now. Today, I'm taping this, recording this is on the day of Mercury. It's Wednesday. So, and there's a little more tension in the air than what we've been seeing. Hopefully you're not feeling it too heavily. And in the places that we are feeling overwhelmed or stuck or just not ourselves, not connected with who we truly are, we're going to take a minute to cleanse out the energy, give you a little blessing of pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. Gonna cleanse the tools, my own energy. I do like a pre-cleanse, before I begin, just to make sure that, the highest and best messages come through. Any type of intention that we set will be honored, right? Any intention that we put towards something will be enlivened, whether it's good for us or not. No. It's cool because it gives us the power. I mean, we don't always like to look at the places that, that we might not be doing what we should. I don't like putting a lot of shoulds on things, right? Because life is life, and we all have our own learning and growth and evolution to be doing here. Whoop whoop. Yay to living. But at the same time, we are going to do everything in the right time, right? Like, everything happens as it ought to. That Nine of Pentacles energy, it is an energy of like cultivating and refining yourself. And not to be this level of sophistication, but this is more about refining who you are, your brand. That's, not to sound sterile, but that's sometimes how I think of us as individuals. We all have our own brand, something to bring to the table, something that fits in this world and is a beautiful contribution. And life, the physical, can get so busy, right? And we can get so distracted from that, is what I'm trying to say. It's easy to lose connection, lose touch with that ourself, and we don't want to wake up in 10, 20 years like, oh my gosh, what did I do with my life? Those moments are not so fun. I speak from experience. I know we all have those, right? Especially as we get older and we hit those decade milestones, etc. So, like I said, today's the day of Mercury. Mercury is all about communication. It's our intellect. It's how we are thinking and processing through our world. Anytime Mercury, or any planet for that mind, for that value, is in retrograde, it's energies, it's like coming up to teach us lessons, to force us to look at things that we've been avoiding or not necessarily dealing with. When we don't deal with them, it just loops us back into that same cycle of karma. So karma meaning, it's not like the shame, shame on you. It's more about like the lessons that we need to learn to help us grow, to help us be better versions of ourselves, so to speak. Karma can get a bad rap. We all have it. Like, we can't avoid it. It's the dynamism in life. It is what forces that fire to start within, right? The passion, the drive, why we live. So there is tension today, like I said, a little bit more than what I've been seeing on the charts this week. So be conscious of that. Our ego, our sun, and our moon are square to each other. There is resistance. There is tension. They're in conjunct for a period of time today. So basically meaning that, like, it's like our ego, the way we feel, the way we want things to look versus how it's actually playing out. And it's triggering some of our emotions, our wounding, especially as things come to head, because the moon is also conjunct to the vertex point. Vertex point is like, it is, well, I don't want to say karma again, but it's like, it's things that whether it's preordained or we're meant to travel through in this life, they all come to head. Not every single lesson, but whatever you're working on at the moment. The vertex is it fated? It's a fated point. Fated or fortune is what we call it, right? So it's what is part of your destiny is what I'm trying to say. You know it. You can feel it. That's what I'm hearing today for you this morning. You can feel the energy of where you're going, where you're headed. There is a little bit of impatience in the air in order to get there. Because the moon is also aspect, well, actually, no, I think that they say that, though, on my thingamabob. Yeah, well, they're saying that the moon is square to Mars as well. So, again, with that moon and Mars on top of each other, it's giving us this kind of like we're chomping at the bit. We want to make things happen yesterday. But we have to also make sure things are in alignment, in the right space in order to make it happen, i.e. there's other factors, right? We talked about this yesterday. There's other factors that are going on, whether it's people or situations aligning in order to get you to this vertex point. So if you feel like you're playing the waiting game, that's where that energy is coming in from. You know, but like I said, I don't know, it's not like we're in a time of year where everyone's going to be starting that new thing that will happen next month, right? In the new year. But it is just, you know, I would encourage you to be really conscious of where you're trying to push the envelope is what I'm hearing. Fourth house, home, family. It's really good to focus on our relationships right now. Some of them, I was just listening to another reader yesterday, and she was just talking about how it is challenging to deal with toxic family members, and usually during the holiday season, we're forced to be around these people. So I do feel like there is some clarity coming in for you today, just around your environment. This is not only dealing with the people. There's our third house, Mercury, communication, interaction. This is not just about our community that surrounds us, but it's as it relates back to the home. I think you're going to get clarity on something, and it feels very, I think it just gives you this breath of relief is what I hear. It's kind of like you can finally settle. You don't have to be so afraid or anxietous anymore because it makes more sense, right? There's that Leo energy. So you could be dealing with a Leo today. You could also have heavy Leo placements in your chart. Leo is governed by the sun, and it is that proverbial letting our light shine. Well, what does that mean in practical terms, letting your light shine? It's really investing your time, your energy into things that make you feel confident and strong and beautiful and fabulous. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it is a new business. Maybe you've been toying around with this idea for quite some time and you want to kind of see how it feels, see how it fits. Or this can also be relationship. You know, when we're in that Leo energy, it's fifth house energy. So it's such a great time to kind of put yourself out there. This is a great day to communicate, for lack of a better, or to be redundant, right? Putting yourself out there a little bit, seeing what is going on, finding out some information is what I hear. And I'm not saying necessarily negative. This feels like this is more something that will honor your path, like I said. It feels nice because it feels like you're in control with that Nine of Pentacles energy that popped out in the very beginning. Nine of Swords is coming out as well. That's also the anxiety, the fear that I was talking about. So we really have to make sure that we're not feeding into that energy. And all that means in the practical is like, as soon as you catch yourself thinking about something, you don't want to go to that space, you don't want to feel that way. It's really important to switch our mindset. Manifesting, drawing something into a goal, an ambition that you have in your life, it is really easy. It's basically like just making sure that we're choosing the things that are in alignment with that resonate with that, the choices that are going to get us to that next stepping stone. And oftentimes we get lost in the fear and in the anxiety. Queen of Pentacles has been popping up for us like on the regular this past week. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. She's very much about home, love, nurture. She does kind of have that matriarchal energy. It doesn't matter what gender you are. With that 4th house, it really confirms that it is taking care of the home. It's time to nurture ourselves or continue to nurture ourselves through the healing, through the process. The star confirms that we are headed in that direction. There's a lot of strong energy today. We feel confident. We're radiating, which is beautiful. It gives us a great opportunity to connect with new people and things in our environment, seeing what's out there, etc. You do have a lot on your plate. This is fairly normal for this time of year. 2 of Pentacles. We want to make sure that that energy is not burning us out or weighing us down. I feel like if we overload our plate right now, it's going to make it way easier for the negativity or more low vibey energies to come into play. And you feel good right now. It's almost like you don't want to give that satisfaction, that validation to those people or situations. Even if it is to yourself, even if you yourself are being the naysayer, I don't know. But with this King of Cups energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is someone who is really emotional, a lot of feelings about what is going on between you. And, they have an offer. There is something that they're bringing in. I see this cup. I see this desire to put the best foot forward, especially with that water energy. Cancer does rule the 4th house of home, starting fresh, starting over. Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning, that gift that's coming in. So we've been seeing this manifest underneath the surface. It's bubbling underneath. That someone is coming in for you, helping you grow, evolve, expand, and wanting to give you something in the process. What I will say is I don't necessarily love, so really I'm going to pull one more on this 6 of Wands. Really be conscious and mindful, because sometimes the 6 of Wands can be, there's our sun again, dude. Yeah, so double confirmation on the sun. One more. Well, yeah, okay. I feel like this is a lot about clarity, right? So you're finally getting this clarity on an issue that I feel like has been, like I said, it's been in the background, it's been hiding, etc. This is someone that wants to give you something. What I will say is be conscious, be mindful that it's not like a get-rich-quick scheme. It doesn't even have to be about money, but just that value of someone's trying to hustle or say something is better than what it actually is. Because with that 6 of Wands, like I said, it can be selfish. It can have ulterior motivations. And Leo is kind of a selfish sign. No shade to any Leos. I do have Leo placement in my chart. I would not call myself selfish, though. I'm probably the too much the other way, as I sacrifice myself to give. I'm working on it, though. I'm working to find balance. Anyway, the Leo is a very strong, dominant energy. It is, I have a lot of Leos in my life. So it's definitely like this energy of like wanting to be front and center, liking to be in the limelight. And it can be, fire energy can be a little bit pushy. So we have to be really conscious that this person, I feel like, is operating out of their own emotions, their own feelings, obviously, but it's like I said, their own motivations. It's like what they want. They're so overwhelmed with their feelings and how this is all playing out. So then it's like they want to come to you to make it feel better. But like I said, just be really conscious. And this is anybody. This can be someone from the past, but this can also be a new person that you meet. Maybe you're like looking for some financing, or, you know, figuring out like your next step for a job, for a career, etc. And someone comes and brings like this dope offer, Ace of Cups. But make sure, like, obviously right now is not the time to sign any contracts or anything along those lines, being in Mercury retrograde. So really make sure it has its legs with it, right? That it has grounding and foundation, that it is worthy. This is something, well, I feel like for some of you, this is an old person. This is an old person coming back to try to salvage. We have the King of Swords there. So King of Swords, King of Water. If this is the same energy, the same person, oh my gosh, and then there's our, so we have 3 kings on the board. So I'm hearing, number one, I feel like I said, this person, whatever, or situation that's coming to make this offer, number one, it is selfish motivation. That's how it feels. I also feel like they're getting a lot of outside opinions. There's a lot of other people weighing in on this subject. This has a little bit of a boys club vibe is what I keep hearing. So you can be dealing with one dude, a group of dudes, etc. And it doesn't really feel like it's about what you want. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like you get some clarity around this. I feel like it is bringing in something that's like, oh, you know, believe in patience. I flip to. I feel like you get information out of this that is helpful. Makes things, it helps you understand things a little bit better. Things make sense, align. At the same time, this feels like familiar territory. It could be dealing with someone in your family, someone you've known for a long time, worked with for a long time, etc. Celestial teacher. So this is where we learn those lessons that I was talking about in the very beginning. Our life lessons, our life path, our dharma, our karma, however you want to say it. You know, hope. Okay, I really like that. So hope for new beginnings. I feel like it's not a bleak energy today. It feels a little bit like like I said, we're waiting. That's where that patience comes in, that belief comes in. We have endless possibilities, and there is endless potential. So I think that tags back to if you have someone who's bringing something to you that just, it might sound nice, maybe you want to please them, maybe whatever, but it doesn't really fit for you. Be really conscious of that. It's important to be limitless. It's important to believe in you know, your abundance, that you really can have whatever you want. I know it's maybe cheesy or cliche, but it's also true, you know. A lot of that is about, like I said, making choices that make sense with the goal. If, you know, let's say we want to get married, settle down, have a family, etc., and then we keep hanging out with someone who doesn't want to commit, who doesn't want to give us the time, the energy, the affection, then it's like, it's counterintuitive. You're going to be in that cycle until you say like, no, I actually need to find someone, you know, who is in alignment. And I know love is a different type of game. it's hard to let go of. It's hard to detach from people that we care about, that we want to share something with. But this really is the time of year where we need to put that into practice, because we're honoring what we're growing and building. And life really is about you. Your life is about you. My life is about me. And if we kind of just, get blown every which way by the wind, aimless, don't have direction, it doesn't make it very fun to live, right? Like, we want it, the end goal is happiness and fulfillment for all of us. And the way that we do that is know ourselves, know who we are. We can definitely connect when we journal, when we meditate, when we take quiet time for ourselves. I know I say this a lot, but having wellness, holistic wellness, a foundation for your heart, your mind, your soul, it allows you to empower yourself. It allows you to be the best version of yourself. We just don't take time to do it enough. We've definitely, with the advent of technology, we've moved away from the older pace of life. I'm a little old school. I will say I'm still quite analog. You can probably tell from my channel. But, I think it's more about that value of sacrament to the day-to-day, right? Of routine, of honoring our body, our mind, our soul, our environment, those around us. And when we're trying to do a bajillion things at once, it's splitting our energy, if you've heard of that. Like, where you're focused and honed in on one thing, that's the strength, that's the power. It's that laser energy, the focused light, right? But if we are, all over the place trying to do a bunch of things, it's fractured light, right? It's splitting our time, our intention everywhere. So we want to make sure that whatever we're plugging our energy into is worth that time and energy, right? So I hope this helps. I hope you found messages that resonated with you. If not, don't even worry about it. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, to grow, learn, evolve with me through the tarot, through astrology, and some wellness. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm sending all the love and blessings. Have a fabulous Wednesday.